From time to time, I occasionally have a bad idea. This is one of those times. Several weeks ago, off camera, we salvaged some vintage woven wire fencing from the back part of our lot with the intent that we would move it to a new spot where we could, one, enjoy it, and two, put it to use. Put it to use. So we've salvaged that, and we've been working on trying to get fence posts made for it. So this afternoon we're getting the circular saw. We're going to be cutting some notches in the fence posts, and hopefully, if all goes well today, we can actually get the fence posts installed, maybe even stringers put up. So stay tuned. Let's see how far we get. So the idea is that we're going to have 4 fence posts. I've pre-marked where the stringers are going to run on all of the 4 posts and screw them together top and bottom. The first series of cuts is done, and now it's time to get a screwdriver, knock all those out of there, and that should fit our first stringer nice and neat all the way across. And then we can repeat it down there at that end. Well, that worked out really well. Pretty pleased with that. All those pieces came out nice and easy. We got a little cleanup to do, but running the saw through there should do just fine, and then our stringer can fit there. And I'm just going to repeat that process down there. Some of you know that from time to time I occasionally have a bad idea. This is one of those times. I was using the skill saw to, I'll kind of show you here, knock down some of these high points where the 2x4 is going to sink in. Did you catch what I did? I was moving the skill saw back and forth, and I looked up for the briefest moment, and yeah, right there, skill saw grabbed the nice fence post. The worst idea that I had while working on that was you guys didn't get to see it. I didn't have the camera out. The worst idea I had was that I had the camera inside charging instead of out here recording. So I guess that makes 2 bad ideas. One, looking up while the skill saw was still running. That was a bad idea. Possibly. Because it marred the fence. But the second, just to make it even worse, bad idea was you didn't get to see it. You don't get to see it. The good news is that the 2x4s, they fit in those slots just the way I want them. So the good news is we can take the bindings off the 2 ends, and they should be able to fit into the sockets. My only debate is whether I need to chamfer the bottom sides. They'd slide into those posts just a little bit easier, but I don't know that it's absolutely necessary. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try it without the chamfer. Let's at least get them unbound, and we'll give it a test run. Those are hot. When we started talking about making this fence, one of the things that we did not want to do was do too much digging, because we are also working on our lot line, and this really should probably be a temporary fence, and it's honestly going to be more decorative than it is going to be functional. It's not intended to keep anything out, to keep anything in. It's going to be about 30 feet long, and that's it. So what we did I did a little bit of research, and we bought these sockets that go into the ground. These are 24 inches deep, and they are for 4x4 posts. So we're going to do 4 of those, and we just pounded them into the ground. And from what I understand, based on watching other YouTubers, these are supposed to work really well and keep up a fence up, even a structural privacy fence as tall as 6 feet. I don't know if I'd use them for that, but for what we're doing, these should work just fine. So let's see if this post will fit in this first socket here. That looks like a success. That works really well. I do need to find the bolts, bolt it in, and then we'll do the other 3. So it looks like it's time to find some stringers, find some tools, and try the next step. Several weeks trying to get to this point, and now getting the stringers in, it's going to take a little longer than expected. That's how all the projects go around here. This is why some of you may be scratching your head and wondering, why haven't we seen anything on the kitchen ceiling in a while? But so far so good. I'm pleased. We've got the posts in. That's a big step towards having our fence up. So not bad for an afternoon while I was doing all kinds of other things. Managed to get that done too.